Like we did
this is like a trade deadline special. No, I'm going to be
like
pissed.
Jonesy can't get this done with Manfred. We're going to have to have a 6-hour show on waiver day.
I'm going to be pissed that we're leaving at 3 today. Let's bring in our next guest, veteran from the Toronto Blue Jays, not claimed by anyone else, still on the Blue Jays. Brandon Belt with us right now. Brandon, great to see you, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good, guys. How are y'all doing?
Good, dude. It's like it's trade deadline part 2. Did you see all this shit going on right now around the league?
Yeah, I saw it. I don't know if I've ever seen anything quite like this before. So, it's kind of crazy right now.
Did you get claimed?
As far as I know, no, I haven't. But who knows? I guess I'll find out tomorrow at the field.
I thought, though, you've been in the league for a while, Brandon. I thought that the whole point of having one trade deadline was to not have this, so players weren't still moving teams. Like, this is a lot of movement. This isn't the trade deadline where it's probably 30 players moving, but we're going to have like close to 10-ish players moving by the end of the day.
Yeah, I know it's a little strange seeing this. I mean, I remember we had this a few years ago when we had the waiver trades, but I don't know what to think about this. Honestly, I don't remember seeing it that much in the past. So I don't know. Have y'all seen anything like this before?
Not this way, because this is pretty new too.
This is first year.
No, it was last year too, right?
Yeah, but I mean, last year was shortened because of the strike and
the
lockout. Excuse me. But yeah, this is the first year this has really been a thing. And listen, Jonesy's pro commissioner, so as players, we don't really want to have to move this late in the season. So we, as players in the CBA, we tried to, you guys tried to stop it. So like they knew it August 1st, like this is where I'm going to be. And then all of a sudden, those darn Angels, man, they freaking come up with a new way to play the game.
Always.
Yeah.
Hey, Brandon, how you doing, brother? Let's talk about your team, the Blue Jays. A lot of expectations. The last 3 years, obviously, you just get over there, but a lot of expectations. You guys are still right in the thick of the race. You're a playoff-bound team. What will it take this last month, September? Hopefully, you're still on the team as you find out tomorrow. What will it take this last month to solidify you guys as a playoff team? Because again, the roster is one of the best rosters in the game, as you know, but you haven't exceeded the expectations yet. Once you get in the playoffs, it doesn't matter what you do. What will it take for this team to get into the playoffs and do some damage?
It's for me, it's just from my past experience, it's going to take everybody stepping up. I mean, it can't just be one person going up there and making the difference on the team. Obviously, we have some superstars on the team that can do that. That if they get hot, they can carry a team. But I think to be a World Series team, a playoff team, you have to have multiple people step up throughout the lineup, throughout the entire team. So because we can't just rely on these few superstars that we have, it's got to be everybody stepping up, doing their role, and playing good baseball and playing mistake-free baseball in order to get into the playoffs. And I would say, I'd be, one of the first to admit that we've underperformed a little bit. But it's not just you can't just put that on a couple of guys. It's got to be every person stepping up a little bit.
So we have Whit Merrifield on here all the time, and Whit said you constantly are saying how your teammates are so lucky to play with you because you're not even getting paid that much to play. You're essentially just volunteering. Is this true? Are you volunteering your time over the border to play with a Major League Baseball team?
I wouldn't even say it's volunteering. I feel like I'm more like I'm paying to play this year. I hate to say that because it's just a joke that we say in the clubhouse, and now people are going to see this and think I'm a douche. But I took a little bit of a pay cut this year. Nobody's crying for me though. But honestly, I was just happy to get back out there because last year was a tough year for me. I had a lot of injuries, and I just didn't want to end my career like that. So I wanted to get back out there one more year and show people what I could do because I really feel like I had a lot more left in the tank.
All right. Obviously, I called some of our ex-teammates. I want you to do this entire next bit as Bruce Bochy. Okay, I want you to do your Bochy impersonation. Okay, reacting to Brandon Crawford telling me that your old locker is now his shoe locker. Like, he doesn't even put his cleats in there; just his smelly shoes go in there. So I want you to do that as Bruce Bochy.
As telling me,
Yeah.
Oh, Brandon, you've been good for us, but here lately you've kind of sucked. So we're gonna take that locker you normally use, and we're gonna put it for Crawford shoes, because they mean a lot more to this team than you do, honestly. And if you don't step up, you're gonna be out of here pretty quick. I know I got to bring you up to the big leagues, and I'll definitely take you out of it if you don't play your game.
That's so spot on.
That was good.
I can't wait to see Bochy on Saturday and be like, man, you got to see Brandon Belt's impersonation of you. He's going to look at me and go,
I have a terrible impersonation. There's so many guys that have good ones of him, and it's just not me. But I could definitely see him saying that to me.
All right. Well, are you the captain of Toronto? Have you declared yourself Captain Toronto yet?
Yeah, absolutely. No, I'm self-appointed captain and MVP. It was pretty obvious when I stepped in from I wouldn't say the first month. The first month was pretty bad, but when I started stepping up, they shouldn't have let me do any better, because when I did, I definitely appointed myself captain and MVP of the team, and now everybody has to do what I tell them.
And just to give a little more context for everyone, we do have this prepared. It is very relevant right now. Brandon Belt addressing the really fucked up situation that occurred at the All-Star game where Ohtani took his place. Let's run it.
Well, I mean, I think y'all know my thoughts. I mean, I should have been in first place, probably by a couple million votes. But unfortunately, the All-Star game's rigged. They put the people in there that they want in there. They don't want me in there for some reason. So I'll be sitting at home watching Shohei hitting my spot in the All-Star game. Will he do as good as me? Probably not. But, that's the cards I was dealt. So I got to live with it.
Brandon, this show is created for players to have a spot to truly have an outlet and be authentic.
He was right on.
I know. I just want to get his follow-up to what you saw at the All-Star game, and Ohtani continue to not be as good as you, and kind of your post standout quote, what you have to say.
Yeah, so I did watch the All-Star game, but I don't even remember what he did in the All-Star game, which is probably says a lot. I think if I would have played, everybody would have remembered what happened. I'd have probably hit bases empty, grand slam, something like that, won the MVP, got a brand new car or something. But instead they put Shohei in there for some reason. I don't know. I can't figure out why. Maybe just because I'm from Texas or something. I can't figure it out. But MLB doesn't like me, and they love Shohei. So I was sitting at home watching it with my friends, and he got to play in the All-Star game.
Now, I understand this, but I also understand why you weren't, because back in 2016, we have a video of your All-Star season. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, this was right before the All-Star game, and you were hot. Yeah. But I think some fans, it was swayed by this pitch.
I remember that. No, yeah, that was great. I'm glad y'all showed that. That was pretty awesome. I actually, I'd forgotten about it, and I was getting on with my life, but now I got to relive this whole thing. And that was an invisible, man. You threw that like 75, and it just didn't get there when I thought it was going to get there.
I was peppering you with knuckleballs. Yeah, I was peppering you with knuckleballs and heaters, and then I turned one over on you. You got to look it up.
Yeah.
It was a changeup.
I don't need to look it up. I remember it very vividly. I don't want to ever see it again. But you know what? I don't have a hit off a position player yet. So I hope you don't feel that special.
Oh, I feel really special because you signed the ball for me, and it's sitting in a case in my house. And you know what else you have on Ohtani? Everything in here is good. You could have probably pitched an inning.
Yeah, no, there's no doubt. I mean, listen, I was. You can just look up my high school highlights. I was probably the best pitcher that had ever come out of the United States of America. I had a few shoulder problems, set me back a little bit, but my arm's good now. There's no doubt if I got on the mound, it'd probably be an immaculate inning.
Hold on, did you play for? You were obviously a Texas guy. Did you play for Augie?
I did. I played for Augie.
We weren't there when Jordan Danks. You were after Jordan Danks, right?
I played with Jordan.
Yeah. Were you there for the famous meeting where he's like, 15 minutes from now, you guys are going to be fucking your girlfriends and you'll forget about baseball. I hate you.
Oh, man. No, so the one that was on the movie, the documentary, I was not there for. That was the year before me. But I promise you, we got 2 or 3 that were exactly like that. And we had some guys that I can't remember exactly what happened, but they were on Facebook, like flipping off the camera. One was humping like a monkey statue at I don't know where they were, like a mini golf place, and that didn't sit well with Augie, so he let it rip on us. And honestly, he ruined a couple guys' careers. He lit into them so much, I don't think they could mentally take it anymore, and they just kind of faded away and didn't play a whole lot after that. So it was something pretty special playing for him. Honestly, I loved Augie. I meetings like that, I hate to say this, but I started laughing a little bit. I mean, it was just kind of funny watching it, but he got the best out of us, and I think that was the most important thing. He passed away right before I had my second boy, so I actually named my second born after him.
Oh, that's awesome! And if you haven't seen that video, just Google Augie Garrido, Texas Clubhouse, and it's one of the great all-time baseball rants. I mean, it's in the top 5 for sure of him just telling these poor college kids, like, this isn't about baseball. This is life. This is life.
It's good passion.
Yeah, it's awesome. They need to watch it.
Hey, Brandon. Oh, go ahead, Kratzy.
Oh, no, I was just going to quick say, I can't believe you and Jordan Danks were on the same team. I mean, just so much dryness. There was 0 liquid on that entire team.
Yeah. No, you're exactly right. And me and Danksy were really good buddies back then, so we got along great. We were just a couple of goofballs, man, that didn't take anything seriously, and we just had a lot of fun. But yeah, I love Danksy. I hadn't seen him in a while, but I hope I don't know what he's doing now, but I hope he's doing well.
So, Brandon, I want to get your answer to this, like, real and then, like, the Brandon Belt answer, too. Maybe whether you want to mix both into the same answer, that's fine, or give me 2 separate versions. What would the back of your baseball card look like if you spent your entire career smashing baseballs in Toronto and not in San Francisco?
I would honestly, I tell the guys this all the time, and I don't think there is anybody that disagrees with me. I'd probably be the first player in the Hall of Fame while he was playing. San Francisco is just a graveyard of a field. No, honestly, I don't know. I don't know what it would say. I can't say anything bad about playing for the Giants and played at AT&T Park. It was really a huge part of my life for so long. I absolutely loved it. I have nothing bad to say. They changed my life over there. But it's definitely not a hitter's park. But it's something that you can't go out there and pay attention to it too much. You have to go play your game because that's just the hand you're dealt, and you just take what you got at the end of the season. And I think that's
Barry
what I'm
Bonds
most proud
disagreed.
of.
Barry Bonds said it was a fucking bandbox. Barry Bonds said that place is a fucking bandbox. So they're complaining.
That guy, he could have played anywhere. He was in ball 700 feet, so it didn't matter to him. But for me, with no power, I got just enough power to get it out of the park. It didn't play that well for me. But you know what? I am proud that I battled through a lot of it. I mean, it was tough. Like I said before, nobody's crying for me, but it is a place that mentally it can drag you down a little bit because you take balls that you think are going to be home runs, and not only they're not home runs, they're not hits, they're outs. So if you're in a slump, it can keep you there. And so you just got to fight through it.
Did you get a splash hit? What number splash hit? Well,
I think the most important splash hit I got was number 69. We were on 68 for like 2 years, and then I hit 69, and then I think Denard Span hit 70 like 2 days later. So we didn't even get to enjoy it for that long. But yeah, I want to say I had like 10 splash hits.
69.
What year was that?
Oh man, I'm not sure. Probably around 17 or 18.
Okay, so I played there in 2004. I had 35. So he's like talking about 2017, dude. It took Barry Bonds retired and it went from because Barry Bonds was the only one that could hit him. I had 35, and then he had 69 like 15 years later.
Yeah, Bonds was hogging up the damn
Bonds
Cove.
was hogging them all.
Hey, I'm second place behind Bonds. I'm pretty proud of it. I'm only 25 behind him. If I can go back there and play another 50 years, I might catch up with him.
Hey, Buster wanted to know if you ever didn't play in a game because of a tummy ache.
Oh gosh.
What?
I guess technically. I mean, I told him, I was like, bro, I just don't feel good today. Something does not feel right. And they're like, oh, you're fine. Go out there and play. I was like, okay, I'm going. And then I hadn't it bad. I was like, dude, I feel like my stomach is about to explode. And they're like, all right, come on in. Let's see the doctor. And he pushes on my stomach a little bit, and I almost cried because it hurt so bad. Probably didn't cry, but you get the idea. It hurt. Well, I go to the doctor, and I had to have my appendix taken out. And the whole time, after that, I can't live it down. They just always got, oh, you came out because your tummy hurt or something like that. Because I think one of the riders said I came out with a stomach ache or something, and I was in the hospital getting surgery, having my appendix taken out.
Wait, how long did you miss for your appendix?
Like 10 days.
Oh, because Adam Dunn wanted to play. Adam Dunn, big Texas football player. He wanted to play the next day.
That's insane.
He came back.
He's a lot tougher than I am. I'm a wuss. So if I have surgery, I'm gonna milk it for a few days and take my time off. No, honestly, I felt like after probably about 4 or 5 days, I was fine. Like it was, you just have to get used to those incisions. Tearing up your stomach muscles. Once you get over that, it's not a big deal.
Adam Dunn had more cushion.
Hair.
Adam probably has a little more of a belly than.
I think Adam Dunn weighs a little bit more than.
That's what I'm saying. It's an easier recovery if they're not just ripping muscle. There's other stuff to rip through it. It's an easier recovery.
You're trying to say Adam Dunn's fat?
I actually had a conversation with a doctor about this because I had my appendix out too. It's the one thing I can actually comment on. So I will say.
Okay.
Adam Dunn is a big dude. I don't think he would dispute that. What was his nickname?
Big Donkey.
Big Donkey.
He played quarterback at Texas, which is still unbelievable to me.
Quarterback.
Not left tackle, quarterback.
So, Brandon,
I had my gallbladder out too, so.
Oh, shit.
Damn, you're running out of organs to take out.
Yeah, I'm running out, man. I think I only need one kidney, so maybe that can go next. But I'm running out of stuff to take out right now.
You know why this is? It's because you walk around with nothing on your feet. You're the only guy I ever played with that walked around the clubhouse, showered, everything in bare feet.
Yeah.
Tell me that's not disgusting.
No, I mean, especially in the shower, there's soap everywhere. It's fine. It's cleaning your feet. But I don't like wearing shoes. My feet hurt, especially after wearing cleats all day. I absolutely want to take all my shoes off and just walk around barefoot. It has, it's just a comfort thing. I can't it just feels better. I mean, I got big feet and they hurt all the time. So barefoot feels better to me.
There's no way Murph let you do that.
It's called grounding. No, it's called grounding. Guys do that now.
Ground in the
know about grounding, right?
That's Gabe Kapler grounding.
No, the grounding.
There's no way
that's a
that
big
Murph
thing
let
now.
you walk around without shower shoes on.
Yeah, Murph loved it. Murph thought it was great. Me and Murph were best friends. I didn't ask too much of him, and he just laughs at my jokes. So
that's perfect.
we have a great relationship.
Murph just went into the Hall of Fame. Mike Murphy, the clubhouse guy in San Francisco. Did you ever see him? Was his dog still around in San Francisco when you got there? Did he bring his dogs in?
Yeah, he did. I think the one, the first one he had passed away. Then he got another one, but the dog was always in there, and I love the dog. But he's always throwing the tennis ball around. Dog's chasing it everywhere. So the dog brings it up to you. You got to throw it. You don't want to disappoint the dog or Murph. So you just take the tennis ball and you throw it.
Did you ever see Murph? Because he used to feed the dog donuts. Did you ever see Murph feed the dog donuts? That was the best part. Sunday morning, come in for a day game. Murphy's sitting there and the dog's laying on the chair. And Murph would be like, I'm like, Murph, come in and pet the dog. And he'd be like, hold on, I got to feed him. And he'd hand him a pink glazed donut. And the dog would, oh my gosh.
I never saw that. That's probably because I ate all the donuts. There weren't any left.
Hey, Brandon, do reporters ever not understand your personality when you make a certain claim or a joke, or some of the conversations we've had just now? Like, have you ever had one where you're like, well, I don't understand it, I'm way better than him, so who gives a fuck, or something? And then they're like, go on, I've got a big story here. Has anyone not understood your shtick?
Yeah, I think at first maybe they're kind of wondering why I'm so weird, and then they figure it out real quick that I'm not really serious about it. But it's not, I think when I first came to Toronto, I'm meeting a whole new group of media people and reporters. So they're like, "What is this guy doing?" And but I think it comes across pretty quick that I'm not 100% serious about it, maybe half joking.
Adam, you there?
Say it again.
Oh, sorry. I thought did you have a question?
No.
Oh.
Then never mind.
Are you there? Okay.
Wait, no, I thought Jonesy was going to ask about some fishing trip you had in Toronto. Did you guys get lost at sea or something?
It's a lake.
No,
You still get lost at lake?
No, I went up to Lake Simcoe north of Toronto to go fishing, and we just absolutely blasted them. I mean, I probably caught 8,000 fish in one day. And after that, we got back to the ramp, and the game warden was there, and he's like, "Bro, you're done. You're banned from this lake. We've never had anybody catch that many fish, and you're not ever coming back." So I'm banned from Lake Simcoe for catching too many fish, and I want to go back up there, but I got to go to some of these smaller. I might have to go to Lake Ontario now, because that's the only lake I think that has enough fish for me.
Brandon, are you a free agent after this year? What's your contract sitch?
Yeah, I'm a free agent after this year.
Okay, so you're having a great year. You're 35 years old. You've made good money, been in the league for a while. Is it fun at this point to enter free agency after this year and kind of feel like a boss? Like, yo, I'm going to get my terms to an extent, which will probably be like Ohtani's contract. I'm going to pick and choose to an extent where I want to go if I don't end up staying with Toronto. Like, what's it like to be a vet in a position like this? It's not like you're like, man, I got to take whatever's at me, or I'm going to be on the streets.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a little bit different this year. I think, I was a free agent after 2021, but we were going into that sort of lockout situation with the PA and MLB. So that was kind of a weird offseason for me. I didn't get to do the whole free agency thing. It was I signed the qualifying offer, but this is a little bit different than last year, obviously, and having a good year. I mean, I think I'm gonna have a few more options next year, but I am getting on up there in age, so it might turn a lot of people off, but I'm still trying to figure out kind of what I want to do. I'm 35 this year. I got two boys that are getting older, and it's getting tougher on all of us. For me, when I'm gone all the time, so this is something that I got to take into consideration and figure out whether I want to keep going or go home and be with my family.
That's the important thing, is how much is left in the tank of Brandon Belt. I went to Japan. I knew that was my tank is emptied after that. But how much is left in your tank? Again, you said you got young kids. There's nothing better than being able to spend time with your kids. Again, you may have a very good financial career also, to be able to just spend time with your kids and do whatever you feel like doing. So how much is left in the tank, and how much desire, really? Because it's not just the season. Once November hits, you got to get back in the gym. You got to get back in the cage. You got to that stuff that hurts just thinking about.
Yeah, I think physically, mentally, as far as baseball goes, I got a lot left in the tank. I feel like I can go a few more years and play good, productive baseball. I feel like I can be competitive, and I think that's the tough part that every ball player has to come to at some point is. Maybe you have a choice of whether you want to keep playing or retire, but we're all competitors when it comes down to it, and it's hard to stop competing when you can compete at the highest level. But I think when you think about your family and how tough it's been on them and how tough it's been on me over the past couple of years to be away from them, that definitely takes a toll. So, as far as baseball goes, I love the game of baseball. I love playing baseball. I love being on the field. It's a lot of the other stuff that I get tired of, the traveling and, the being at the field for hours and hours and hours at a time, being away from the family. So it's a lot of stuff I got to consider this offseason. I'm just not sure where I'm headed yet.
Yeah, you'll make the right decision. It's not as easy. People are like, oh, just play another year. And you're like, well, I got kids and I got this and I got to go here. And then they're like, oh, well, you're from Texas. Sign with the Rangers. And you're like, well, that's not exactly how it works. So you'll make the right decision. You'll eventually figure it out. And if you want to play, great. You'll find a place. And if you don't, right. But one thing I want to know, are the Blue Jays making the playoffs?
Yes, the Blue Jays will make the playoffs.
Boom.
I believe we're going to step up and we're going to do what needs to be done to make the playoffs.
Okay. That's all I needed to hear. I just put it down in my notebook. The Blue Jays playoffs. Check.
He said it with his chest.
He did. He stuck his chest out and was like, hell yeah, we're making the playoffs. I like it.
All right, wait, I got one more, and then we'll let you jump. A fan question. Are you related to Cole?
Who's Cole?
Garrett?
Cole Bell? No.
Garrett Cole?
Oh.
Someone's asking. I think the fan might have the wrong person.
They're thinking of Brandon Crawford.
Brandon Crawford.
You're thinking of Crawford. Come on, Charlie. You're
Wrong Brandon.
Wrong freaking Brandon. Get out of here. We just made fun of Crawford.
He's
Get
Brandon.
out of here.
Yeah, Brandon Crawford's Brandon number 2. Brandon number 2 has better hair, though. Brandon number 1 has better beard.
That much better beard. Hair. Yes, exactly. Well, Brandon, hope you had fun, man. This was great catching up with you, dude. Appreciate it. Keep crushing it out there, and we'll talk to you in the off season. All right.
All right, sounds good, guys. I appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for actually making it this time. Not
oh shit! Oh, you're gonna let him jump on that?
You got
You're gonna let him jump on that?
Yeah, because we can bring him back. I didn't hang up that quick, did he?
You can't say that at the end.
Well, I was trying to get it in.
You did. Incredible.